Resource 3 includes a list of categories of educational disabilities from the Missouri State Plan for Education of 2015. There are 13 diagnostic categories for all special education services, a much shorter list than the medical categories in the DSM-5. The speech or language impairment category is made up of 4 separate categories, any one of which can qualify a student for special services. This listing of educational eligibility categories may be helpful to members of an evaluation team attempting to determine whether a student is eligible for special education services as a child with autism. Many disagreements can be avoided when non-educators are given the legally available options and are assured the medical system will maintain the medical diagnosis. Medical diagnoses provide valuable input to the evaluation team, but the team must consider and select, as appropriate, one of the or more of the 13 educational categories of eligibility for that child who receive special education services. An eligibility category or label is the key that opens the door to special education services. It's important to remember that the label does not drive the services provided for that child. Services are matched to the individual needs of the child and are determined by the goals and objectives in the IEP, regardless of the child's educational label or labels. We may need to explain to parents, to medical personnel, and even to some general education teachers and administrators that the child's medical label is perfectly acceptable for a medical situation, and it will be cited in the evaluation report. However, federal and state education regulations mandate that one of the 13 educational labels be used to admit a child to special education. Some uncomfortable situations might be averted if your team makes copies of the list in Resource 3 and provides it to each person at the evaluation or IEP meeting. The educational assessment team should consider information gleaned from the medical reports along with the team's own findings and compare that information to the educational criteria and thus determine eligibility. Another thing to remember is that using the educational autism category, schools can provide special education services to students who have no medical diagnosis at all. A recently published Autism Spectrum Disorders Missouri Best Practices Guidelines for Screening, Diagnosis, and Assessment explains this by indicating, quote, "Public schools do not diagnose students, but instead determine eligibility for special services."